whether the brain is going, if you put your prices up, you're going to lose your clients. Is that, and then we can measure that. Is that actually true? Is that the brain trying to keep us safe?
The Massage and Physical Therapist Talk Show, brought to you by Massage Warehouse.
Welcome. So we're here for episode 14 of the Massage and Physical Therapist Talk Show. We've got a very special guest today, a very interesting guest. And I say interesting because I looked at the topic and I thought, wow, this is I feel like this is going to blow my mind today, which is just what I want at 9:30 in the morning to start my day. So today I've got Caren Benstead with me, and we're talking about the 4-brain approach, the ultimate collaboration for massage business growth. So Caren, after that bombshell of a title, welcome. How is it going?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great. You know, the sun's popped out today. I've got the washing on in the washing's on, ready to hang out. I feel like I'm I've been up bright and early. I'm ready. I'm ready for the day. Maybe part of that is part of what we're going to talk about today. I don't know. Caren, where are you joining us from today?
So I am from the middle of the country, middle of the UK, in a little market town called Brackley, and it's really close to Silverstone, nestled between Northampton and Oxford. So right in the middle of the country.
I have been to Brackley, believe it or
You?
not, for football.
Oh,
There
really?
is Brackley Town, I believe, playing Brackley.
Yes, that's right.
It's lower league football,
Right.
but yeah, I always find I've been to these random places in the UK, and people go, "Why on earth have you been? Why have you been here? Why?" And I say, the low league football takes you to very many wonders of the world.
It really does.
So you're based in Brackley.
Yes, based in Brackley. I'm obviously not originally from Brackley. I'm originally from a little coastal town on the west coast of Wales, but I've been up here. I was only meant to be here 6 months, and that was 22 years ago.
Oh, wow. Well, that's how it happens, isn't it? Your time ends up flying by, doesn't it?
Well, that was it. And I met an Englishman, and here I am.
So from the coastal towns of Wales to the middle of the UK,
country.
middle of England.
That's how I like to describe it. It's as far away from the sea as I can possibly be, unfortunately. But,
well, at least you can have your holidays in Wales, I suppose.
Exactly that.
You can escape. So, Caren, tell us a little bit about yourself, because obviously anyone listening to this, they probably don't have a clue who I am, but they might not have a clue who you are either. So,
I thought so. So I originally trained as a massage therapist, and it's such an interesting story where the journey of massage takes you. So I started out training as a massage therapist because I just wanted to be a local volunteer in the church, part of the pastoral care team, just going out, maybe spending time with people who are lonely or maybe going through some stuff in life, and I could just go along and massage their hands and keep them company. And on our opening day, everybody was introducing their dreams. This is what they want to do, want to run a business. And I was like, no, I'm not planning on running a business. I just want to help people and just keep people company with massage. And I'm now sat in a retreat center that I own, obviously with my husband as well. We've got 3 treatment rooms, a studio that we host movement classes, and I'm sat in our blending room, and we've got a beautiful courtyard garden where people sit and read books after their treatments. And then obviously I have an aromatherapy school as well, and Brackley is a base, and we also have a base down in Marylebone in London. So for a girl that started out going, no, I just want to keep people company. I mean, I still do that quite a lot, but it's kind of, the adventure has taken me to unexpected places.
Wow. So it's crazy how things can just evolve, isn't it? But I guess you've got to have that drive to want to do that as well, because
yeah, I don't think
it must be in there somewhere.
Well, it's not a drive. I'm a girl that has a really, really deep faith. And I would say what I am is the reluctant businesswoman. So God will say, this is your building on the high street. And I'm like, no, No, I don't think so. He said, go and open a school in Marylebone. Oh, no, you've got the wrong person. And yet here we are. And yeah, it's a really, really beautiful business to have. So I'm grateful.
Well, opportunities and things just happen to present themselves, don't they? And I often find that if anyone's wondering why on earth I'm even presenting these podcasts, the
Yeah.
answer is I don't quite know, but here I am.
That's right.
I'm a Mancunian chatty lad that's a therapist, so I like talking. So here I am. So that's really interesting. So is your husband, is he in the sort of the well-being field as well then, or have you just
Gosh, no.
drafted him in to help you run the business and stuff like that?
No, so Paul's actually in motorsport, but
Oh
what I
wow,
would say how Paul supports the business is that he removes any glass ceiling that anybody tries to put above my head. Like if I think I can't do it, he's the one that goes, "Of course you can."
brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously at the end of events and stuff, he's down here cleaning and tidying, and he has to kind of have long-suffering conversations about essential oils and aromatherapy and massage and people and how I love all of these things. And I don't really have anything else to talk about how wonderful this world is that I get to be in.
And is he one of these lucky partners that gets to benefit from having a partner that's a massage therapist, or is he one where a bit like my wife, unfortunately, where at the end of the day, last thing I ever want to be doing is giving more massage treatments out or reflexology treatments because I've been doing it all day. So
Like if you speak to any therapist and ask them if their partner has massage, unless you're training in a new therapy, there is no.
yeah,
Paul will go, oh my gosh, my shoulder hurts. And I'll be like, let's have a gin and tonic.
yeah,
That'll loosen it up. Or my classic is, I'll book you in at the well tomorrow. You
yeah.
can treat
That's
that
what
with
I say. I'll pay for you to go somewhere else. It's funny, isn't it? Because everyone always says, "Oh, it must be great being,
yeah, you're
married
so
or going out with
lucky.
a
Yeah,
massage therapist or a complementary
yeah,
therapist. All them treatments you must get."
yeah.
And I'm like, no, it makes me feel better that it's not just me.
No,
But yeah, it's the last thing I want to be doing. And once I've been doing it everywhere else all day.
yeah, exactly
No
there.
offense,
Exactly
of
there.
course. Brilliant. So, with the topic today is about this four brain approach.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, can you explain what on earth this is? So, obviously, what I'm getting from this is obviously we've got our brain,
Mm.
and obviously there's different sections in our brain. I'm trying to like simplify this to the masses as much as possible.
Oh no, don't. You're already on the wrong path.
Am I
Let
right?
me go
Okay.
about this.
Well,
This
I'm
is
going to learn so much here.
Yeah, this is really interesting. It's quite a unique approach that we have introduced at the Wells School that actually we introduced a masterclass recently, which the attendees thought was incredibly interesting and really different. But we have the four brains that influence and guide and possibly control our businesses. And those four brains are the head brain, the heart brain, the gut brain, and the body brain. So those sections in the masterclass, what we did was to understand what, for example, the head brain is and its part in running our business and influencing our business. We then looked at the disorders of when the head brain is influencing things maybe in a more negative way or restricting us or holding us back. And then we looked at ways of caring for the head brain so that when the head brain does influence our decisions, it's made from a really healthy, well place, because often it can maybe influence our decisions and our choices from a place that restricts us or maybe hinders growth, etc. So we had that same format for all four of the brains so that we really understand which one of the brains are influencing and guiding our choices when it comes to running our business. I think the one that really gets me is how the body brain influences our business. And you would think, I'm not quite sure how that's even possible. But if you imagine as a massage therapist, as a body worker, if you decide that, oh, how do I do this? If you pick up an injury, your body has dictated that you are unlikely to be able to work this week. So there's the body brain actually
Okay. So like
influencing
from a physical sort of aspect. So if you've hurt your hand, for
Absolutely.
instance, or your arm, you've got an ache in your arm.
Exactly. You're probably going to avoid using that arm, or you're going to be having to take time away. So it influences that. If you decide, actually, I'm really tired. I have a friend who doesn't offer any evening clinic work because by the time the evening comes, she's quite tired. So she knows that she does not give her best treatments in the evening. So she's taken back her evenings, doesn't offer evening clinic work. That's the body dictating that it doesn't want to do work in the evening. So then our business is then shaped according to what the body brain is telling us. We also have to feed and nourish our body brains, but the body brain is influenced by the other three brains. So if, for example, your heart brain is emotionally responding to the heart brain of a client who's walked in, I'll delve into that in a little bit more in a moment, the body brain then responds to that. So if this person is coming in with carrying amount of stress and stuff, that can create an influence on the body brain. It can impact the body brain. So maybe you will sit a little bit differently, or if your client is closed off, you might open up your body brain to go, you are safe here. So the client is then communicating with and through their body brains to your body brain as well. So, and the gut brain is our intuitive brain. So it's where we intuitively make decisions, and quick decisions with our business as well. You know, I'm sure that you will feel the same. I work quite intuitively in my clinic, and I will intuitively feel that I need to move the body in this position to be able to create movement there. You know, it's the intuition comes in and guides our treatments. Possibly it will definitely guide our essential oil choice. So as a clinical aromatherapists, we teach our students that intuition is a really, really big part of working as a clinical aromatherapist. So we lean into our intuition, and then our head brain, our head brain is basically a storage device. So it stores all of the knowledge or everything that we've learned. So once our intuition, our gut brain has chosen the essential oils, we then lean into the head brain to refer back to the knowledge and experience that we have to go, yes, this is an appropriate choice. So what my intuition, what my gut brain has chosen is then backed up with the knowledge and information stored in my brain that I have learnt over the years of my training. So the head brain as a storage device is incredible, but it is a storage device. So every decision and choice that comes to us, it then stacks back into the memory bank to go, oh, do you know what? You tried this before. Probably best you don't try it again because it didn't work out. Or you tried this before, this worked out, you can do this. So the head brain is absolutely amazing, but it's there to keep us safe. And if it senses that there's any danger in any of the choices or decisions that you make, it's going to restrict you. It's going to go, oh no, don't be doing that, because actually you could put things in danger. You could put yourself in danger, or you could put your business in danger. And it can really limit and restrict the choices and stuff that we make. So for example, you get invited onto a podcast and you think, actually, no, people are really going to understand that I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just having a really lovely time. So then I'm not actually going to agree to do it.
Sounds like you just described me there.
Most of us are that kind of imposter syndrome. I'm not really a huge believer of the imposter syndrome, but you know, it's that head brain going, oh no, you're in danger, don't do it, you know. So the head brain is your thinking brain. It's where we rationalize, we make decisions, process, communicate, and ultimately respond. And it's our hard drive is where we store everything. So it's a really fantastic, incredible storage device, but that is what it is really.
So what you're saying is obviously we need to use really it's for the, I mean, and we probably don't many times, but ideally using all four brains working
Or
together.
just understanding which one is speaking, because the trouble with something like the head brain, it's externally influenced as well. So say, for example, you speak to a friend or a family member thinking about opening a massage business. Their response might be, gosh, do you really want to do that? Because there's quite a few massage therapists around. You know, I actually went to see someone last week and, you know, they were saying they weren't very busy. So then that's stored in the brain then. So we start measuring against someone else's response. But our heart brain might be going, I'm called to do this. I know that I'm meant to be doing this, you know. So the storage of memories in our brain is actually storing other people's memories and responses as well. So if we understand, hang on, I'm being influenced by my head brain, I can then measure that to against the other brains and what's being communicated there, and then I can make it a more rational decision.
So if someone's not aware of this, for instance, would their default just be their head brain then? Is that what they're kind of, without realizing, they're just allowing the head brain to just pretty much run the show when they're not kind of giving time for the gut and the heart and the body to have an influence?
I think that one can speak more than the others if we don't tap into the others, if we don't give space to listen and to understand what the others are saying, especially with the head brain as therapists as well, because we can be exposed to trauma through listening and supporting clients as well, so that can really influence our decisions and our choices. The burnout, adrenaline, fatigue can be a symptom of neglect of this head brain as well. So understanding and having an awareness of what the effect, the neglect of the forebrains as well, so that we understand that we're being influenced like that because it's been affected in that way,
So do you practice? I'm just thinking that I've got loads of things popping in my head here. So obviously being in tune with all these different sort of brains, if you like, these different areas of the body, these different feelings, these different thoughts. Does this fall under the bracket of meditation, mindfulness? Is that a way of helping become aware of these things, or is that something completely different? Or
I think that's something different. I would say that would probably be part of the self-care of each of the four brains, I think, because I think us as humans, mind, body, spirit in completeness would benefit from slowing down, from silence, being silenced, being in that place of silence from the world and the voices and the sounds and that. But I think that would probably be more care of each of the brains rather than the way to improve your communication, your dialogue with the four brains would be that,
So it's not like you need to be a mindfulness meditation expert to be able to understand what's going on here.
I don't believe that
well, that's good.
would really help. But
Yeah.
I think the willingness to use those techniques to help us to hone in on what each of the brains are saying would be really helpful.
So where did this come from? So obviously you set up, you've trained to be a massage therapist with the view of obviously helping, just people in your community, for instance. And then before you know it, you've now got a training center, you sat in your blending room, you've got, where did the four brain sort of approach, when did that creep in? When did that become a thing in your journey, if you like? And, how did you hear about it for a start? Is it something you've come up with, or was it something you trained from someone else?
Yeah, so no, actually so I've been on quite a spiritual journey myself for a number of years. I've kind of tapped into the as a human being, mind, body, and spirit, and also separating the soul, spirit, body as well, so that I'm caring for each of these three. And then as part of the faith journey, I was in a conference and they talked about actually the brain has got six bodies. The body has got six brains. And that was like, oh gosh, that was really, really interesting. So they unpacked that. And then kind of just pondering on that and just praying and meditating on that over the coming months, I just thought, actually, the four brains of business really influence the business. Like my heart brain really influences my response to a client in a treatment. If especially I had a client at the Blending Bar last week who is struggling with incredible grief from losing her husband of 65 years. And my head brain was tracking back into all of my knowledge of what essential oils and stuff, but then the heart brain kicks in and connects with that person. And the heart brain is, as a therapist, I think plays a huge part in our treatment rooms. What we devise our treatment to be for that person, especially if we are creating unique and bespoke treatments as well. It is a really big influence on treatment. So I just started seeing how these 4 areas really influenced my business. And I just thought, actually, I need to tell my students about this. So I started just dropping things into lessons. And then I thought, I started speaking to other qualified aromatherapists about it, like, Caren, you need to make a course out of this. You need to start telling people about it as well. Yeah, that's kind of where that all grew from.
And this is now a course that you deliver. Is this?
It's a 3-hour masterclass. It was
Okay.
so we did it as a masterclass on a Saturday morning, and then we just recorded it and left it on the website just in case anybody else wanted to listen to it and watch it and understand it, because I think it can really strengthen our business as therapists, I think, to understand what it is we're feeling, what is speaking loudly, and what's influencing our decisions.
Well, I was just going to mention, so you're talking about the heart brain there. Now I'm presuming, I would hazard a wild guess, a lot of therapists, that's quite a prominent sort of area for them. And then therapists, a lot of massage therapists do it because, yeah, it's a job, but they like helping others. They're very compassionate. They're you know, they're there for their clients. And now sometimes maybe too much, to a point where it's not beneficial for them from a business perspective, whether that's letting sessions overrun because they feel the client needs it, but then it's putting their day out. They're not having enough time then for other things. Things like expanding their sort of services of what they offer because they want to be able to cover everything to help everyone. Even down to having to, that juggle of, do I put my prices up? No, I want to keep them really low because I want to try and get as many people through my doors because they, to help as many people as possible. So all these kind of challenges that therapists that are listening to this now must be thinking, God, I'm still only charging 30 quid a session when I see everyone else is charging 60. My sessions my client pays for an hour, but they end up getting in an hour and 45 minutes because I don't ever, I don't want to chuck them out the door. Is this 4-brain approach, can this help in this way with obviously, because is that their heart brain kind of influencing that? Am I making any sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So our heart brain is our feeling brain. This is where we feel our emotions. And then obviously that transfers into the body brain as well. But the heart brain and the head brain communicate and influence each other through the nervous system. So again, looking at so the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. And these signals carry information about emotional states such as stress, anxiety, how calm we feel. And then when making decisions, whether that's business decisions or, personal decisions, these emotional inputs from the heart can heavily influence perceptions, preferences, and also risk assessment as well. So when the heart brain, which is the connection, is deeply intertwined with the body's stress response, when under stress, the heart and the brain, or the heart brain, may become desynchronized, and it leads to impaired decision making abilities as well. Chronic stress can impact that, and then we have a biasness towards decision making as well. So with the symptoms of neglect of that kind of the neglect of the heart brain brings on sort of like heightened stress and anxiety, and that makes it difficult to handle business pressures and difficult to make clear decisions as well. And we can miss opportunities and make poor choices, but also that heightened stress then can invade our family time and then impact our downtime, and then you find that in our family time or our rest time, we're distracted by business worries when we should actually be recharging. So having an awareness of the heart brain health can really help us to make sure that when we are not in the right place to make choices on prices, you make that decision on price in that moment, and then that stays then for what, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years potentially, because we don't like putting our prices up because it feels uncomfortable. I don't know about you, but I have clients like, "Can you need to put your prices up? You're too cheap." And I'm like, I just want more people. I just want people to access help. Yeah, well, you're worth more. Like,
I get that all the time, and I can't remember the last time I put mine up, to be honest. I don't even know if I've ever put them up,
and then
really.
if you ask yourself ask yourself why haven't we put our prices up? Then we can start to understand what is influencing that and where that influence is coming from, whether the brain is going, if you put your prices up, you're going to lose your clients. Is that, and then we can measure that. Is that actually true? Is that the brain trying to keep us safe?
Yeah.
It's probably head brain trying to keep us safe.
I feel like, I'm already thinking about it, and I'm thinking, well, my gut's telling me that I need to put my prices up because it's, a service that's worth a lot more than what I'm charging. And then I'm thinking, but my heart's telling me that, people need this. So, by putting it up, it might be pricing them out, meaning that they won't come and they won't be able to take advantage of the services.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking my brain's saying, doing all the logical maths and the like you say, the safety kind of angles, thinking, well, if you need to put them up because otherwise you're not going to be able to pay for this, and this.
Yeah.
And which one have I missed out? And the body.
Body's just carrying the stress of the decision.
Yeah, my body's just thinking, can you just have a lie down and chill out, please?
Just make a decision. Yeah.
So you've got all these things obviously having a different impact and pulling you different ways. So I guess you've just got to try and hear them all and kind of make a informed decision based on them as a whole. It's making me think of that Disney film Inside Out.
Oh yeah.
Because there's all the different voices, isn't there? And different emotions, and they've all got a different role, and obviously they're all inside the head. But
and it's not looking at each of the four brains in a negative way, going, "Oh man, I'm being influenced by that." It's like, right, okay, the head brain is saying, if you put your prices up, then you're going to outprice people come in. If you put your prices up, you might lose clients. If you put your prices up, people might not be able to afford to come. Some of those are really, really valid. My heart brain says, you can put your prices up because you're worth it. You've got 15 years of experience. You've trained with the best people that has cost you tens of thousands of pounds, that when people come to you, they get value, they get expertise. That's what my heart brain says. My gut brain says, this is what the price should be. Just put it up. Just do it. You can always drop it down. You can do a special offer. You can give friends and family rates. You know what I mean? It's like, just, the gut brain is the quick decision, make it there. That's what I'm doing. That's where I'm going, and then I think the body brain is like, oh my gosh, just decide and move on already. And I think the heart brain is the one where we can actually, it's where we feel emotionally off balance. And that can bring sort of like the emotional health issues as well. So I think caring for heart brain is really, really crucial. And one of the things that caring for heart brain is to have fun. This is something I say to my clients all the time. It's like, when was the last time that you did something really fun? Like really fun.
What, like go to a water park and like go down a big slide kind of fun?
Whatever your fun is, your fun could be, I tell you what I'm doing for fun this afternoon.
Go on.
I've been gifted absolutely loads and loads of dried lavender. So my fun this afternoon is I'm going to make lavender bunches and I'm going to hang them off the beams in the house. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Brilliant. For some reason in my head, I thought you were going to say, I've got loads of water balloons and I'm going to just throw them at people in the street.
Oh no, I'd probably throw them at the boys, at the children, but I wouldn't throw them at people in the street. And then the other thing we've done for fun, which was a bit of an impulse, is probably a gut brain thing, was I booked a day out on a canal boat for this as a wider family. So
wow.
Yeah, that could be quite fun this summer. Again, it's that heart health, like what really makes your heart happy.
Yeah.
Being with I've got 3 sons, or we've got 3 sons. being with them makes my heart so happy, because they are really fun and they're really funny. So for me, board games makes, really contributes to really good heart health for me, heart brain health.
Brilliant. Did you know I have a canal boat, Caren?
You don't, do
I work.
you?
So I work from the canal boat. So that's
You?
my office space, if you like.
Excellent.
But yeah, I just thought then when you said canal boat, oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. I didn't think
Yeah.
you did. Yeah. So
And we've just we moved to a new house in December, so it needs a fair bit of work on it, but it's really fun. But it's got the best kitchen for kitchen dancing. So I've
love a
got a
kitchen dance.
really cracking playlist. So kitchen discos are really, really good fun. Just get everything moving, just shed all the stuff of the day and things I haven't done, and just dance around the kitchen. Some really good music.
Well, I'm currently undergoing a kitchen extension, so when it's done, I'll be hitting you up for the kitchen dance playlist.
The Massage and Physical Therapist talk show is brought to you by Massage Warehouse. Run by therapists for therapists, we're committed to solving common issues you might encounter in your massage therapy practice. Here at Massage Warehouse, we understand how important your massage table is to you and how much you try to keep your table protected. However, accidents can happen. The last thing any therapist wants to see is an unsightly tear, rip, or mark on their table. Not only do these marks look bad, there is a chance that they will grow and cause even more damage to your table. Many therapists think they'll have to replace their entire table. However, we have a solution. Introducing our massage table adhesive repair patches, the simple way to fix tears and prevent further damage to your table. To use the patch, first clean around the area of the tear for any dust or dirt using a dry cloth. Next, peel off the back of the patch. After this, carefully apply the patch over the tear. Finally, smooth around the edges of the repair patch for a perfect application. And your table should be repaired and good to go. Our patches come in 3 different colours: black, navy and cream. We have different size repair patches available, and should you have a uniquely shaped tear on your upholstery, we can create a custom size repair patch for you. Check out our website massagewarehouse.co.uk to see the full range. Now back to the show.
So just going back to what we were just talking about, so when this 4-brain approach became a thing in your life, how did you implement that into your business for the greater good? Or did it just seep in without you kind of realizing?
No, I think it's always been there, but I don't think I've understood the 4 areas to be able to go, that's my head brain trying to keep me safe here, and having that understanding. And if trying to keep me safe, is this something I need to be kept safe from? Or actually, do I need to go feel the fear, do it anyway? So that understanding when I'm operating out of my heart brain, and understanding when I'm operating out of my gut brain, though that quick decision, I think I made that decision really quick, then maybe I should have taken time, or maybe that was perfect that I didn't think about that too much, or didn't try and compare it to all the memories I've got stored in my brain. And then really looking after the body brain, really honoring my body brain, because I use my body brain so much. So when I'm so I have quite a few different hats. I'm not a girl that likes to sit around. If I sit around, I tend to snack a lot because I really love food. So I'm a Pilates teacher, mornings and evenings. I'm a massage therapist in the afternoons, and then I teach my students as well amongst all of that with my wider teaching team. So I'm quite a busy girl. And so my body brain actually really needs honoring and looking after with really good nutrition and rest, and being grateful for my body. I think there's so much in this world that we live in where we seek to improve or to look different or to look what we class should be looked better and all that kind of thing. And I'm 44 and I do 11 Pilates classes a week and I walk 4 miles with the dogs every day. And I just think I'm so grateful for this body that does everything that I needed to do, that actually it works in a way that allows me to care for other people, for their bodies, and you know, for the as a whole triune being coming and lying on my couch, that I get to look after them. So the gratefulness for my body and what it's able to do, and then looking after that well with nutrition and water fluid intake and that kind of thing. And again, I do like to have fun. I'm really partial to red wine. I do love red wine with a meal on the weekend and that, but you know, it's very biblical, water and wine, which is pretty much my, and coffee, which is
what more do you need?
and
What more
bread.
do you need in life? Yeah, bread.
And then
Carbs,
yeah,
alcohol, water,
all in good measurements. It's all
and a
perfect.
good dance, and I think then you're
Dance on
sorted,
the
aren't you?
kitchen disco.
I think anyone listening to that will be thinking, right, I need to get onto this four brain approach, because that just sounds idyllic. That just sounds like, you know, what I want to be doing, you know, on a regular basis. And I think mentioning that body brain, it is so important, because as therapists, and everyone listening to this can probably agree, that obviously you know, people work as much as they can because they, you know, especially now more than ever, cost of living,
Yeah.
we need to earn as much money as possible to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But in this line of work, especially massage therapy work, it's a taxing job on the body. It's
Yeah.
manual,
And the
you
mind.
know,
Yeah.
and the mind, yeah,
Yeah.
and taking in, so it can really drain you physically and mentally.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've always had a cap how many clients I'd see in a day. I don't think I ever see more than four, to be honest, because I think for 1 hour, if, you know, for 1 hour or odd treatments is with gaps in between is
Yeah.
for me is any more than that, and I'm
Yeah.
feeling it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym all day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you will burn out, won't you? But you've got to obviously be listening to that body brain and
Yeah.
listening to your body with that, because it will be so easy to ignore it and have the brain or whatever saying, well, you need this money, you know, and then you injure
And
yourself, don't you?
that's where the head brain then kicks in.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, no, you can't slow down because everything's going to come to a standstill, and then you're not going to be able to do your job and that kind of thing. Whereas
yeah,
actually, if you sat down with your body brain and go, do you know what? If I put all my treatments up by a fiver, I actually wouldn't have to have those extra clients in that I need.
yeah.
You know, so I think it's the when I teach my students, or when we set students up for not just an aromatherapy, a clinical aromatherapy qualification, we try to set them up for business as well. So they have branding classes, social media classes, networking classes. So we're not trying to get you past an exam. That's just a hurdle we're getting over. That's the measurement that you've learned what you need to learn. But actually what we're trying to do is get you set up for business. So everybody that teaches within the school are business owners. They work as a self-employed clinical aromatherapist, so that we understand what the next step is once you've qualified. One of the things that I try to teach the students is that every business should have 3 streams of income to stay healthy. So as a body worker, your stream of income shouldn't just be your body, because if your body brain is being neglected, it's going to come to a standstill.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
in trouble.
So what other options could they have, for instance? I know, just going into a bit of a business talk now, but if someone's
Yeah,
listening thinking, well, hold on, I'm a massage therapist. So
yeah,
if I'm not physically working with my client, I'm not earning, you know, that's the only way I'm
absolutely
gaining
right. And
any
look at
income.
where we were in COVID. You know,
Yeah,
there was many aromatherapists. So, I mean, our community are clinical aromatherapists. We're all body workers. Everybody that teaches from within the school are body workers. But, you know, our USP at the Wells School is that we are clinical aromatherapists. We do offer bodywork courses as well. So just going back to the nurturing of the aromatherapy community during lockdown, we you know, we all had to close the doors to our treatment rooms, and it was like, right, well, what next? But our students were set up because to do online consultations. We'd been using Zoom for a couple of years before lockdown. So it was like, right, everything that you've learned about online consultations, transfer that now. Now you've got another stream of income. So you'll do consultations. You can teach people self-massage if they need to. You can make products, drop them off at doorsteps or post them out to people, etc. So they had a stream of income, which many of the aromatherapists, amazing, have kept that as an income stream for their business. Group work, I always think group work as a body worker is just really, really incredible, being able to offer groups. So as aromatherapist, we have templates for our student aromatherapists of running introduction to aromatherapy workshops. This is what essential oils are. This is why they work. This is how they work. This is where we get them from in nature. This is why we don't get side effects from them, because they're like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then we teach people how to make their own products for them to take home with them. So group work is really important. So as a body worker, I trained in Pilates because actually our Pilates teacher that I was referring people moved from the area, and I was using Pilates to keep my body healthy so I could continue with a massage therapy business. And I used to have a really high client turnover, really, not turnover, sorry, really healthy. I was so grateful to have a really healthy clinic of clients. So I was working 5 days a week, split hours, because I didn't want to have childcare for the children. So I'd work like 9:30 till 2:30 while the boys are in school. And then I'd start again at 7 and finish at 10 and 5 days a week. And then events and stuff on the weekend. So my husband was made redundant from an F1 team when our youngest son was 6 weeks old. So it was like, what do I do to help this? Right, what I've got is a massage qualification. So this is what I started. That's how it all started. It was an absolute desperate need. We need money. So that's how it started. And so eventually I added, so 5, 6 years down the line, I added the Pilates qualification to it. And that, it just blew up. I just put an email out to clients. I need case study groups for my Pilates qualification. That was it. I had 8 classes in the week, and then it's just carried on. And I love the group work. It's a big shift from being a body worker, because you've got this intense one-to-one time. You know everything about this person because you're doing in-depth consultations to really holistically give them a bespoke treatment. Then you go to a group work and you've literally just said hello and goodbye to someone. I didn't even ask her how her nana was. Oh no, I hope, oh gosh, I hope she knows that I still care about her, even though there's, 8 people in a room. So it was a real shift.
So Caren, obviously we've talked a lot about this 4-brain approach, not just about that specifically, but about by being in tune with this 4-brain approach, how it can sort of enrich our lives, not just from a work perspective, but family, just ourselves.
Yeah.
So anyone listening to this, is this something they can get in contact with you about? They can train with you? Is this a course that's been and gone? Can they access it? Is it something you're doing again? Is it live? Is it online? I'm just throwing loads of questions at you here. What do they do?
So this was a masterclass that we ran a few weeks ago, and we've uploaded it to the website as being able to purchase as a pre-recording, as a recording now, and the accompanying PDFs and everything is on there. So if anybody's interested in, it was a 3-hour session, so I tried to compress it to as much as possible, especially being a Welsh girl. There's why use one word when you can use 20 is the family motto. So there is a lot of content there that is unpacked to a lot of detail as well. So it can be purchased through our website, thewellschool.co.uk. Or, if anybody wants to chat with me about it, I'm really happy to chat all things aromatherapy, bodywork, business. You can contact me through Instagram. I've put our handle on the screen there. It's called The Well Retreat School. But the website is The Well School.
Amazing. And do you offer retreats in Brackley where you're based for people to come to you as well?
No, so we do day retreats,
okay.
Seasonal day retreats, but no, we are sort of a well-being clinic. So we have all different modalities: acupuncture, massage, hypnotherapy, life coaching, as well as the movements practices in the studio, and of course our blending bar where people can come for bespoke blending as well.
Wow.
But no, we don't offer retreats.
I wish I knew that you had all this going on when I was in Brackley, because I could have snuck out for an hour and booked myself in for something, couldn't I?
We try to tend to lock ourselves away when you football hooligans come to
Yeah,
town.
that's it. When the Mancunians are let
Exactly,
loose in
yeah.
Brackley, probably for the best, to be honest. Caren, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you today. I feel like I've learned a lot, which I do in every episode in this, because I'm always like, wow, it's all part of my personal growth and development, I think, running these talk shows. So
Well, you've got some great speakers and some really great content on there. So yeah, they're definitely worth a watch.
it's just humbling to see so many different therapists doing, with all their, specializing in all these different fields, which ultimately helps make us all, a better, more sort of well-rounded therapists, taking all these little bits and bobs on board. So what I will say, anyone listening to this, you can like and subscribe so that you can obviously be notified when the next episodes go live. There will be a link if you're watching on YouTube somewhere down here. You can contact Caren, the Well School, at the Well Retreat School on, is that Instagram and
That's Instagram, yeah.
Instagram, yeah. And website, thewellschool.co.uk. There we go. And feel free to leave any comments on the YouTube, on the Facebook posts. Anything directed to Caren, we can forward on. If there's any questions, especially if it's about the forebrain approach, I'll let you answer that, Caren, not me.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's been wonderful, Caren. So thank you for taking this time out to chat to me today. And I'll look forward to following your journey.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun. Thank you.
The Massage and Physical Therapist Talk Show. We discuss the talking points that matter to you, the therapist. A lot of work goes into creating the talk shows, and we'd be very grateful if you can choose Massage Warehouse when shopping for massage supplies, so we can continue to create these amazing podcasts. Massage Warehouse is your one-stop shop for massage supplies and does great work supporting our wonderful community. Until next time,